Hi, I'm Lucas Mack. I'm a former TV reporter, a published author, TEDx speaker, musician, advertising agency owner, and management consultant. I'm also a former Christian preacher who dedicated 15 years of my life searching for truth and love. I've done a lot of work to heal, and I'm on a mission to see the hurting get healed and the healed go out and heal others, in order for all of us to experience the true love and light we desire. This podcast is me sharing my journey with you, so you don't feel alone in your journey. Welcome to the Golden Rule Revolution. Hello, brothers and sisters. How is everyone doing today? I don't know if you can feel the charge, but there are so many different energies and frequencies flying around, people's opinions, so much anger, shame, guilt, judgment, accusations. It is just wild right now. And today's episode is going to be short. I just wanted to get on. It's a solo episode, and I want to say thank you. Not thank you for listening to me, but I want to say thank you for you walking your journey. I just got off a radio interview with the beautiful and powerful Tracy Clark on her radio program. And we're talking about Christianity and religion and so much judgment, so much shame, so much anger, so much guilt, so much false narrative, people using verses as weapons to keep people in bondage. And that's why I'm saying thank you to you. People all around the world listen to this podcast, and obviously I don't know you. I don't know your story. I don't know your dreams, your pains, your traumas, your anxieties, your fears. But I do know that God does. And you walking your path is why you're here, to find the fulfillment, to find the reasons why you do what you do. And why do you believe what you believe? And at the end, may we all say, yeah, I did it all. I saw it all. I tried it all. I fit it all, that I may know love, that I may know light, that I may know good, that I may turn from that which is not love, light, and goodness. And sometimes the crowd, the masses, the groups that are most vocal are usually the ones that are anti-love, anti-light, anti-gnosis, anti-knowing, anti-discovery. And whether that be a religious context or social context or political context, I just want to encourage each and every one of you on your journey. No other voice matters except the voice that resides within you, that is not influenced by even other people's voices. For so long, I want to share something, and I know a lot of people have this happen to them because I've talked to them about it, but I had my dad's voice in my head up until 2.5 years ago. I had his voice in my head. And that was a conditioning for so many years, 3.5 decades of this narrative ringing through my head. And it took me a long time to get that out of me, to finally well, what do I think? What do I want to do? What do I want to explore? Who am I? And if you have someone else's voice inside you, and I don't mean you hear voices, but you know what I'm saying? There's like a narrative that rings in your head that isn't your narrative. Get that out of you. Do the work to get it out of you so that you can get clear with your own voice. When you lay your head on your pillow at night, it's just you with you. You with you. In you, of you, by you, from you, for you. And this is where you'll start to see what freedom really looks like. And freedom is not necessarily safe, and it's also not necessarily dangerous. It's just free. But freedom is the fullness of life. And so many people want to control and and smooth out these rough edges, but that is not freedom. That is not life. Entropy, which states that order turns to disorder, the disorder, that's a universal law, second law of thermodynamics, that order turns to disorder. But when we stay in these systems that have existed for so long and we think they're order or orderly, they're actually the disorder from the person who founded that movement. Like Abraham Lincoln founded the Republican Party and was the first Republican president, and then the Republican Party is what it is today. Or the Democrat Party, or the Methodist Church started by John Wesley, or Martin Luther, and then the Lutheran Church was founded after him. These systems are not what those men or women, I don't have any examples right now of women, but they're not the emulation of these men. They are the disorder professed as orderly from someone breaking away from a system. I hope this makes sense. That the systems that exist, even though they seem like order, are actually the disorder from individuals who broke away from the previous disordered systems. Does this make sense? And instead of you idolizing a Martin Luther, or idolizing Abraham Lincoln, or idolizing an individual, I want you to understand you get to be that individual in your own story, in your own life, whether it impacts millions or it impacts one, that one being you. You get to be that person to break free, to not let a family structure keep you in bondage and shame, to not let a political structure, a social structure, a religious structure keep you in shame. Be free, my brothers and sisters. So I want to thank you again for walking this journey, because my deepest desire is that you experience the love of God, that you may be free to seek truth in wherever or whatever modality that you seek out. Where love is present, truth will come forth. Where love is not present, truth will not come forth. The only way to be free is to know the truth. So the only way to be free is to know the truth. The only way to know the truth is where love is present. Love, unconditional, giving, no judgment, no shame, free to explore love. And that is why we're here on this planet, on this earth at this time, is to explore love and know truth, that we may bring more freedom, not just to individuals, but to this planet, to the universe, to wherever we go. Our words either bring life or they bring death. Solomon said, life and death are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof, meaning what you speak, you will consume. They that love it being life or death, will eat the fruit thereof. How many of you are so angry because you keep eating things that are just not healthy? I don't mean the physical, I mean in the spiritual realm or emotional realm or esoteric realm, where you're so angry because you keep consuming your family structure's judgment and guilt, or your political structure's judgment and guilt, or your spiritual or religious structure's judgment and guilt. Life and death is in the power of the tongue, and those that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. You want to consume life? Speak life. Speak love. Speak truth. Speak goodness and kindness, and be the permission for others to experience their own freedom. And that's why I want to thank you again. It's because every person that listens to this podcast is, first of all, it's not by accident. Second of all, you're on your journey. Third of all, I want to activate you and give you permission for you to be fully you. Not for you to be like me. I don't want anyone to be like me. I want you to be like you, but you free from pain, judgment, fear, guilt, shame, control, religion, politics, all these structures. I want you to be free so that you can experience the love of God and bring that love to every person you encounter. I've had ups and downs the past couple of weeks. I am not a mask wearer. I really don't understand. Sometimes I am feel like what world am I living in? I want to share my stuff. I am not a mask wearer. I don't believe in it. The science does not back it up. It's now become a virtue signaling act. In fact, I would rather us have the courage to get it and get over it. And if the vulnerable population, to protect them, they should stay inside. We can deliver food. We can deliver things. We can love on them. But that's not what we've done. We're experiencing fear, control, shame, guilt, people not speaking up, people not wanting to isolate themselves. I went into Home Depot this past weekend and it was packed. And I was the only person without a mask. And you listening right now might be judging me, but I guess my frustration is I'm judging people wearing a mask. Either way, though, I'm just sharing this story is that I've had my ups and downs. The mask to me feels abusive. For so long, my story or part of it, I've shared some of it. But to have that control and that be silent and quiet and afraid, that this feels the same. And I feel like the whole world's been traumatized. But I also know in this trauma, the whole world, and I have believed this before 2020, the whole world is going to experience a movement of healing like never before. And that is why also I'm grateful for this time, because it's giving people clear vision. They're isolated. They're looking inside. Now, there's been many people, the suicides they've not gotten the data on are higher. They were higher than they had ever been in 2019. Now they're even higher than that. And the news and the media are not covering that because it doesn't fit to the narrative of keeping people afraid. So there are sadly people choosing to exit this experience right now. But for many who don't choose to exit, we are going to experience such a massive movement of healing. When people see truly, when the veil gets removed and everyone sees what's happening behind the scenes, what's really taking place, why it's called Corona, which means crown, that we're being crowned right now, those who live on earth. There's so many amazing things taking place. And so I am excited about the healing, although it's sad that there's so much trauma being imposed upon people. But wherever you're at in your journey, whether you got triggered by what I'm saying or not, I just want you to know that I love you guys. I do. I love you. And even I know the people that are listening to try to get intel on this podcast or try to use it against me and from my past. I love you guys too. And I just want us all to be free. I want you on your journey to find the love of God by finding the God of love. That's the only way. To know the love of God, you first must find the God of love. And love always gives your highest good, your highest blessing, your highest, all that is good for you. That's what love gives you. So it's time that we awaken to anything that is less than that is not of love, even if it's done in the name of love. Just like the Boston Tea Party, the colonists who dressed up as Native Americans, when they threw the tea in the harbor, tried to give the Native Americans the bad name. It's the same thing where people who act in judgment, fear, shame, control, abuse, and say they do it in love, or they come with this veneer of love or goodness, or that is just like the Boston Tea Party. So waking up to the authentic truth, that is what our gift is right now. And that's what 2020 is about, with the clear vision to see clearly what is happening. And yes, there's so much screaming and yelling, but those who scream and yell, those who get angry, those who are vitriolic usually have the most pain and trauma. In fact, I would say always have the most pain and trauma. But in addition to that, also have something to hide. When you don't have anything to hide, you can just stand and be, you can share your story, and there's no shame or guilt or judgment or anyone's opinion that can interrupt your just simply coming from love, truth, and freedom for all. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you for doing the work. Do the work. Keep doing the work. Keep searching. Keep seeking. And keep knowing that you're not alone. Even though you might be doing it alone, you're not alone. There are light workers and light warriors all around the planet uniting and connecting right now. And we are standing for you. We love you. God loves you. Love loves you. And everything is going to be okay. Just keep coming from love. Brothers and sisters, thank you for listening. This episode, I hope it blesses you guys. I am Lucas Mack. This is the Golden Rule Revolution, and I am honored to have you join. I'll talk to you on the next episode. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for listening. For support in your journey, go to my website, lucasmack.com.